Don West, National Trial Counsel for CCW Safe. In today's video, we're going to be talking about plea bargaining, and you may be surprised at what you hear. For most uninformed people, plea bargaining is a dirty word. It suggests that deals are being made that pervert the justice system and that someone is getting screwed. All that might be true to some extent, but the reality of it is that without plea bargaining, the system would collapse of its own weight. A very small percentage of criminal cases actually wind up in trial. Almost all of them are resolved by deals made to a lesser charge, a reduced sentence, or both. Often a plea bargain is a fair result based on what's learned in discovery, problems with the evidence, witness issues, difficult legal issues, factoring in the background of the accused, the victim, and, of course, weighing the risks of going to trial. As a criminal defense lawyer, I've helped thousands of my clients navigate the system, and for many of them, a good plea bargain was the best outcome reasonably possible and probably saved them years in prison. The trick for the client is being able to know when it's a good deal or if your lawyer is anxious to plead you out and get the case over because they don't want to spend the extra time a trial would take, aren't secure in their abilities to win a trial, or are scared of the prosecutor or the judge. That's why it's so important to hire a lawyer you trust and will keep you fully apprised of your real situation. Trials are a crapshoot, big winners and big losers. Don't be offended if your lawyer wants to talk with you at some point about a plea bargain. First of all, a lawyer is required to communicate to you any plea offer the prosecution makes to resolve the case, even if it's so unreasonable it's laughable. Still got to do it. Secondly, in almost every case, there's a potential plea offer that's so good it shouldn't be refused. You may never get that offer, but it doesn't hurt to try. For example, a close friend of mine, an exceptional trial lawyer, by the way, was hired to represent a guy who claimed self-defense in a road rage incident. He was assaulted by another motorist who made it clear he had a weapon but didn't actually show it. My friend's client held the man at gunpoint and called the police. When the police got there, they arrested my friend's client and charged him with aggravated assault with a firearm. He said it was self-defense. The police thought he'd committed an aggravated assault. If he went to trial and lost, Florida law required that he be sentenced to a minimum of 3 years in prison. It wasn't a particularly good case for the prosecutor, but who knows what a jury would do. If things went badly for the client, he goes to prison for 3 years. Now, this guy would have gotten excellent legal representation if he'd gone to trial. So it wasn't a question of not being confident in the lawyer, knowing that he might lose the case at trial and possibly that it probably wouldn't be fair for this defendant to be sentenced to 3 years in prison, but just unwilling to drop the case, the prosecutor offered a plea deal. If the client agreed to plead no contest to a misdemeanor offense of displaying a weapon, adjudication of guilt would be withheld, meaning no permanent criminal conviction, no jail, 6 months probation. No felony conviction, no risk of a prison sentence, and at the end of the process, his record could be sealed. He took the deal, as he should have. A lawyer who says he never pleads his clients is full of it. He's either lying or he's delusional. It sounds good to be so macho and hard-nosed, but it's legal malpractice to actually do that. The key is finding a lawyer who can get the best deal possible, and that could be that there's no deal good enough, and your lawyer should know how to evaluate that too, or that lawyer is prepared and capable of aggressively trying the case. Lawyers with good reputations as trial lawyers are likely to get better deals because the prosecutors know if the case doesn't get resolved, they'll spend 2 weeks in trial getting beat up. So here's a thought. If you're looking to hire a criminal defense lawyer, get someone to ask an experienced prosecutor who the best 3 lawyers are they've tried cases against, and then go talk to them. Not everyone gets this sort of plea offer, and not every case would warrant that, but never say never. As Kenny Rogers says, you have to know when to hold 'em, and you have to know when to fold 'em. Negotiations in a criminal case are not that different from a poker game, except the stakes are years of your life and not chips. Bluffing has its limits. It might work to get you a better plea offer, but if that happens, don't push your luck. I know too many defendants that got an exceptional deal, one that in my mind was the best deal that could be hoped for, only to turn it down and get convicted at trial because they figured the deal was so good that the prosecutor must be worried about losing the case. He wasn't. A capable and ethical prosecutor will try to make the best deal he can live with, and if it's not accepted, the book is closed on that, and it's on. Once you go to trial, everything changes. Thanks for watching. I'm Don West for The Next Fight.